What's up, everybody? Just a quick update on what's going on with Russia. I've seen that Prigozhin is not immune. I'm seeing that he is immune. We all know that he's not safe. Also, the Wagner group is being forced to hand over their military equipment. So they're basically being disarmed. So any military equipment they have is being basically seized by the Russian military. Also, a lot of these people from the Prigozhin Wagner group, they're murderers and criminals from prisons, and they're basically being allowed to walk free. You can either join the military, or you can walk free. It's kind of interesting that all these people are going to be set out into the open, into the wild. And I've seen that a lot of the Prigozhin and Wagner group supporters, even people that were in that military, feel betrayed. They feel as if, that Prigozhin let them down by having them march all the way up there just to retreat. I did see, we never really will find out what happened and why they marched up into Moscow and then turned away. Two things that I saw today. Once again, today's Tuesday. Two things that I saw today. One, I did see that there was a missile strike on the convoy that went up there. So that might have been a pretty big reason. Oh my God, we just got hit with a missile. You know what? Never mind. We're not going to attack Russia or not attack Moscow. But also, I saw buried, and I did a lot of reading today, that Prigozhin was hoping to get generals to come by his side and to side with him, and he didn't get the support that he was hoping to get. And that's why he decided to turn away. So that's the update as of now. Still a lot of unanswered questions, but we'll see what happens. Let's get to it. You can find links to all our shows at arcanemediallc.com. That's RKANEMEDIALLC.com. Now let's get started. And now, recording from beautiful and sexy Miami, with your hosts, Seth and Laz and Research Lucas. It's because we said so. We're going to get started. This is because we said so. We got Seth in mic 1. We got Laz in mic 2.
Yo.
We got Lucas in mic 3.
Hey.
And it's awesome. Wow, look at that camera, bro. My goodness, looks great. You don't sound terrible. Gotta say.
What's crazy is your phone is better than your computer.
Well, that's because, the computer webcams are just garbage, dude. Seriously. But that looks great. And we have Snarl in camera 4. Hey, guys, what's going on over there? Thanks for bringing me on the show. Yeah. So Snarl is sitting in. We had somebody... actually, we had somebody lined up for the show. We're going to do something more holistic, something more spiritual. And then all of a sudden, Russia decided to... just shit the bed. And he's, he's like, I don't want to be on for Russia. I'm like, you know what? That's cool. We'll just rock the 3 of us. You mean the 4 of us? God. That's right. The 4 of us.
Sorry, Snarl.
This guy Gabe, who you don't know. So Gabe's another guy who's in the office. So yeah, you can get us at our website, arcanemediallc.com. All the links are there. All of our shows, all of the music, everything is there. Twitter, and in fact, you can find our Twitter links there as well. At BWSS Podcast, YouTube is at Because We Said So. You can email me at Seth at Arcane Media LLC. We record everything at Arcane Studios. You can watch all of our shows on YouTube, listen wherever, Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, CastBox. It's out there. I do code the show, so those of you watching on YouTube, if you want to skip to the parts that you feel are the coolest, feel free. And all the music is by The In Silence. And please check out our other show, Your Inner Buddha. It's nice, spiritual, self-help, relaxing. I try to put one out every week, but with all this transition going on in my life, I've been slacking a little bit. But I do have the third one, or no, not the third one, the 17th one recorded. It should be out soon. And I release when we get the editing done. It's usually Wednesday mornings. I was putting it out Tuesday night, but then I realized how many people are really going to be watching shows at 10, 11 o'clock. So
you'd be surprised.
Yeah, I know. But I just feel like we get more momentum if I do it the next morning. But we'll see. I mean, I could release it Tuesday night as well. And this is BWSS. Please tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your family, tell everyone. Subscribe, all that crap. This is number 107, the Russian Civil War. Question, it was going to be Russian Civil War, but now it's Russian Civil War because things just keep changing. It's kind of ridiculous. So we got quick news, WTF news, Laz's Corner Positivity. We got some beef. We got some asshole. And that's pretty much what's up. Are we ready to jump in?
It's time for.
Whoop,
It's
there we
time
go.
for
Had the wrong one.
Quick news.
By the way, anyone else have quick news? I forgot to ask. No? Okay. So we got a couple quick newses. So Jonelle Alechia from AP. Is it chicken? Here's how the first bite of cell-cultivated meat tastes. It's interesting. This is her. It's interesting and exciting to taste the first offerings of a new era in meat production, which aims to eliminate harm to billions of animals slaughtered for food and dramatically reduce the environmental effects of grazing, growing feed for those animals and dealing with their animal waste. We all know like animal waste is like a big deal. In fact, cow farts, with all the methane are literally like a big deal when it comes to global warming, believe it or not. What about the artificiality of it all? It didn't bother me that this new cultivated meat is made from cells that grow to epic proportions in big steel vats, only to be molded and shaped to form familiar cutlets like fillets, nuggets. By the way, if you look at Lucas's amazing camera, he's using his phone because if you remember correctly, last episode his computer like bolted out and shit on him like 6 times.
And I actually pretty much figured out that my motherboard is failing.
Okay. Well, you built it yourself, so I mean, you can.
Failed.
Well, yeah, sure. That's one way to put it, I guess.
Hey, it lasted me a while, so.
Yeah, it did. It lasted you quite a while.
4 years. Almost.
So now Lucas is using his phone. And he's got like this other phone or something he's be doing his research on. So last week I visited, not me, Jonelle Alechia from AP, visited the Alameda, California, where Plant Good Meat, quote unquote, Good Meat is the name of the company, is poised to begin production of its chicken products. Chef Zach Tyndall, was ready with a smoked chicken salad with mayonnaise, golden raisins, and walnuts. He followed with a chicken thigh dish. It has thigh in quotes. Darker meat served on a bread of potato puree with mushroom vegetable demi-glaze, golden beets, and a tiny purple cauliflower florets.
So it's not really chicken.
It's not really. It's cell-cultivated chicken. So it's literally the like chicken cells that have been designed to reproduce in a big vat, and then they form it.
I forget what study it was, but they started doing that to create heart muscle for humans.
They've done it they've actually replicated a couple organs, if I'm not mistaken. So they've been working on it, and
What's wrong with regular chicken, guys?
Well, as it's, the humanity of it, the feed, how much it costs to like house the chicken, the waste, like the plucking of the feathers. I'm not saying I want to try this stuff, but that's
that's awesome. Like where you going with this?
That's the thing though. That's the direction all this is going. Unfortunately, chicken's an easy one. Imagine trying to like reproduce ribeye. Forget it. Lucas, can you look up the KFC fake chicken?
Or like genetically
they came up with cat.
Well, definitely genetically enhanced. That's not a thing.
Like they were never alive. Something weird.
Really?
I can't remember exactly what it was.
I don't know. I feel like you've probably heard that shit on Fox News or something.
No. This is like years ago before like Fox News was like that.
Seeing that January 31st of last year, it was Beyond Fried Chicken is back.
Yeah, but that's
plant.
No, that's plant-based, but it was like long. Like you're talking about like 12 years ago.
Well, the taste was richer than a chicken breast, more like dark meat of a thigh, and the texture was both tender and chewy, like a well-cooked chicken thigh should be. When I told my friends and family I was reporting on first chicken meat grown from animal cells, their first comment was, ew. Their second comment was, how does it taste? The short answer, tastes like chicken. So I mean, judging from the article, she was actually fairly impressed, I got to say. And that's kind of the direction things are going. Like as the world needs more meat, more protein, more all this, it's a lot easier just to grow this shit, unfortunately, in a vat. So would you try it?
Nope.
No? The thing is the legality of it.
Beyond Burger or an Impossible Burger?
I've had them. I've had the one from Burger King. It's pretty good. It just doesn't taste. You just don't get the greasiness. It's a bit dry.
But if you walk into a restaurant, are you gonna sit there and be like, yeah, I'll try that. I'll have that.
I've done it.
Have you had it?
Burger
and knew
Fi
what
has
it was?
one. Burger Fi's got one.
And you knew what it was when you ordered it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just for shits and giggles.
If it didn't have a heartbeat, I don't want it.
If it doesn't have a heartbeat, you don't want it?
You eat vegetables.
Yeah, meat-wise.
Yeah, I guess.
What about?
Like, some people, when they order, like, when you're working somewhere and they're like, oh, yeah, I'll have the Beyond Burger. they don't know that the Beyond Burger is like a plant-based burger.
Of course they do.
No, some people don't. And I'd be
Really?
like, oh, do you know this is a plant-based burger? Oh, no, I don't want that. Like, I'm
Really?
just, yeah, because it just says Beyond Burger and they're not reading the description.
I gotcha.
Yeah. And I didn't. And
You got to tell them because that shit's going back.
When those things first came out, I didn't know an Impossible
but
Burger
when
and a Beyond Burger was that.
I ordered one, bro, and believe it or not, like this was up in King of Prussia where Gene and
KOP.
Dara up there, and I ordered one, and bro, believe it or not, the inside's actually like kind of red, like you get a medium. It's like the
You can't
inside.
even- they'd be like, oh, let me get a Beyond Burger. Well
It was
done.
good, man.
No,
Just
I
saying.
doubt it. It does better
All
than a
right.
burger?
What's that?
Better than a burger?
Of course not, because
Okay,
there's no
okay,
grease.
that's it. All right, good.
But
Copy.
you're eating it. You're eating it because you don't want the meat. You don't want the grease. You want it to be healthier. And if you're looking for an alternative, it's pretty damn good.
Yeah,
All right, Clementon, CNBC. China's youth unemployment hits a record high, deepening its economic
Youth.
scars. What?
Youth unemployment.
Youth unemployment. Youth is basically the 16 to 24. Yeah.
Okay.
The official data shows urban employment among 16 to 24-year-olds in China hit a record 20.4% in April. So 20.4% unemployment for 16 to 24-year-olds, about 4 times the broader unemployment, even as millions more college students are expected to graduate this year. This college bubble is finally bursting, said Yao Lu, a professor of sociology at the at Columbia University in New York. The expansion of college education in the late 1990s created this huge influx of college graduates. But there is a misalignment between demand and supply of high-skilled workers. The economy hasn't caught up. That is likely to make it more urgent for the Chinese government to act. Diminished job prospects could inevitably fan dissatisfaction among the youths, and a perceived failure to ensure their material well-being could upset the social contract the Communist Party has with the people in China. While China is not the only society in the world plagued by double-digit youth unemployment, few others are seeing the scale the United States or the China is having. The United States is actually 9.4% in 2022
Of youth unemployment.
and that's 2022. That's
What's
when,
crazy
like, yeah.
Somebody, Layla's mom sent me something today where it was like a video, like a TikTok where they were saying that a lot of people were like told, yeah, go to college, go to school, When you get out of school, you'll have a job,
Yeah.
you'll be better off. And then there's no jobs,
There's
or
no
they're not
jobs.
making enough money, or the job they're making
It's like,
can't pay for anything.
can't pay for their college loan.
Can't
or
pay for their
any of that
loan,
shit.
can't pay for their rent. And so it's happening everywhere, especially like with, they was like, why didn't you do a trade school? Because you told me to go to college and do good in school and da-da-da. And after that, you're done. Like, the only person I know that's like, did personally, like my youngest brother, like did his whole bachelor's, medical school and da-da-da. And he's fine. But how that took like 11 years, 12 years.
Yeah, and he's probably like $300,000 or $400,000 in debt.
He's not that bad, but he's vibing. Like, you know what I mean?
Well,
but like
medical, that's the thing. In the medical field, you're not going to run out. IT, not going to run out. Computer science,
Yeah.
not going to run out.
But anything else is like, yo, if you don't have something that you're gonna get a job right when you get out, it's like, ugh,
It's true.
Sucks. Like, oh man,
That's the thing. It's right here. Because of rapid increase in education, both for men and women, these young people are not willing to go back to the factory jobs anymore. So here, like, even as youth unemployment rates climb, China projects nearly 30 million manufacturing jobs could go unfulfilled by 2025,
Wow.
according to the country's Ministry of Human Resources
They're not
and
paying
Social
enough, so
Security.
also.
That's nearly half of the jobs in the sector. So they had this big push. And that's what China's been doing. That's why China's become the powerhouse that it has. They're raising people from
smart.
Yeah, they want to get people out of poverty. A lot of the ways they did that was to force people to move from force them to move from Ural into the cities where they could work these factory jobs. They're like, okay, now let's put a lot of people in college. So all these people are going into college, they're coming out, and there's still only factory jobs available. So it's like, okay, I went to college. Why am I going to work in a factory job?
and then on top
30
of that,
million.
you're smarter. I'm not saying that people that work in factories are not smarter or don't know anything.
You're better educated.
Yeah, you're better educated, and then like
Better.
Better educated. It's all right. I do it all the time.
no, but it's like now it's like, why would I work in a factory?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
No, my argument is if these new people are coming in making as much money as I am, I need to be raised up because I'm doing a lot more than
How many raises have you gotten? 2 or 3?
one.
Oh, you got one? I thought you got
so
2.
why are they getting
Yeah.
they're getting the same money as you because they had a qualification before you got there, or it's just random?
No, just random and all that. And also,
is it because like everybody's getting paid a little bit more now because of like they have no choice
minimum
now.
wage. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like I started at a few bucks less than I am, but I mean, if no problem if they're coming in starting at what I was making. But now these new people are coming in making as much as I am.
Just keep making yourself indispensable, and then you can bring it up.
Well, I'm the only one that's able to run a multi-million-dollar shipping department by myself.
And not even,
You're so great. Oh my gosh, your cock is so big. Oh my god,
amazing.
My dick is so big, guys.
Nothing goes through this warehouse without my approval.
No one's gonna. Nothing.
And which one of you guys are both nationally and internationally certified in lithium battery transport?
Oh God!
I'm sure I could put a lithium battery in my car and drive.
I'll put lithium battery in a package with a sticker on it that says
it's
lithium
gonna make
battery.
It's gonna make it, Lucas.
But anyway, we've been talking on the show, especially I've been talking on the show, off the show. China is in a bad spot with everything they got going on, and the fact that even if it's half,
because they're industrial, so it's like once you start making your people smart, and then it's like.
But they're saying 30 million by 2025 jobs. Let's say it's half of that. That means 25% of the factory jobs they're not going to be able to find people for. They don't have, I hate to say this, but they don't have immigrants that'll come over here and just fucking work anywhere. Like, we'll work anywhere. Just give us a job and they'll be happy to do it. They don't have that. Nobody wants to go to China to work. They've seen what happens at Foxconn, where they literally have to put up nets to keep people from committing suicide because of how miserable they are. So that's pretty much all we have for Fox News. So I like it when it's just
I like for Fox News.
Our Fox News.
Are we working for Fox?
Quick news. Jeez. Dumbass. What a jerk.
Fox is going to hear this.
That's all for Fox News.
We're in. We like you guys.
No, we're going to get sued because they need the money to pay off their debts.
Yeah.
Where are they going to get the money from?
I've got some stuff from Fox News later. So, all right. Any shout outs over there, Laz?
Yeah.
He's going to shout out his whole family.
Shout out to Adrian. Shout out to cousins. Shout out to Lords. We're good. Like, you don't want my shout out, Seth?
No, go ahead, man.
Fuck you, man. How about that?
Go ahead. Shout out.
There goes my fuck
there
you
it
for
is.
the day.
That's two.
No, that's it.
That's
just
it.
The cousins B, Adrian's loyal listener. He'll literally text me like, I can't believe.
What about the one cousin that knows about it but never listens? I forgot you're on a podcast.
He's like, make sure you shout. He's here. He was like, I'm gonna pull up. I'm like, yo, bro, you can't just pull up while I'm here. Like, yo, chill out.
I had to tell that to Zayn when he showed up because like Michelle was here. He's like, yo, just pull up. I'm like, bro, you can't just pull up when we're recording the show. It doesn't work, bro. We take this very seriously.
We definitely could have had him if he would have been like, yo, I wanted to be here today.
If you want to be on the show, yeah, we could have slid him in for sure, bro. So maybe next time. Lucas, any shout outs over there?
Yeah, I have one shout out.
Oh, wow. Okay, please.
Research Lucas.
My shout out is Ray. Go fuck yourself.
Okay,
because he keeps complaining because he never gets shout out, or all he wants is
just to wants to get shout out. All right.
Yeah, at least one fuck you, Ray.
Okay, Ray, go fuck yourself.
And if you want a shout out, hit me up. I got you.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, if you want to shout out, Seth at arcanemediallc.com. Anybody, and you can even ask who you want to shout you out. Email us, Seth at arcanemediallc.com. Just say, hey, shout me out. We'll put you on the show.
Tell them you love me the most.
We used to get people that asking Laz the most. Okay, that's fair. We used to get people that requested the weather from Lucas. When we might have Lucas do the weather every once in a while. All right, so we are going to jump into a little bit of what we got going on with the Russian Civil War, ? Because it's a lot of information, so I just want to get a little bit of it started. Then we're going to take a little bit of a break. But first, we're going into Lucas's WTF News.
It's time for...
Let me pull this up.
What the fuck?
Give me a second. I didn't open a new tab, but I know exactly what it is. I got it.
You got it?
Oh, here we go.
Yep.
Yeah, Lucas, he's on his phone. All right, WTF News. Phones, yeah, that's true.
Seth, yes, I have a Note 9. It is my old phone. It is a real phone.
It works.
Yeah.
And if it doesn't, you can fix it with your lithium battery fucking certification.
That's so mean.
So this
that's so horrible. Oh God.
Go ahead,
So,
Lucas.
Seth,
Yes.
quick question. How's that butthole doing?
Yeah, please.
That's not as funny as the list.
Ask me about my butthole. So my
Lucas.
plan was to wear this somewhere where I could really embarrass Elena with it, but it never happened. It'll still happen one of
Lucas,
these
if my
days down
phone
the
is-
road.
Yeah,
All
you
right, go ahead,
dickhead.
Lucas. WTF news. Here we go.
So this is from Business Insider or CNN Business.
Okay.
A restaurant must pay workers $140,000 after allegedly hiring a fake priest to extract confessions of workers' "quote unquote" sins.
What?
What?
Yeah, apparently the
Sins
restaurant
from
hired a
work or sins?
Wait,
like-
so they had this priest come in and say, "Give me your confession."
pretty much as I'm reading, scrolling through
Were they
this, because,
Catholic?
of course.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Now,
Like, fuck
the
you and your confession.
Archdiocese, it's in California. So the Archdiocese of California confirmed that it is not a priest of theirs, but they know who it is.
Okay.
Oh God, bro.
They hired a priest to hear confessions during work hours to get the sins out, including asking if they had been late for work, stolen money from the restaurant, or had bad intentions towards their employer.
Wow.
Yo.
They also held immigration issues over their heads, withheld overtime pay, and the management also used their tip pool to pay bonuses to the
So-
management.
How far or high or low, like, of the people that work there? Like, so like from management to like
Well,
the lowest
was
person at
the
work?
owners doing this to the managers as well, or the managers in on it? Good
The
Lord.
investigators
If the
also
manager
found that
stole
the
tip-
restaurant,
What's
What?
that?
yeah, it was basically to pay the management bonus for making X amount of dollars for the month or whatever.
Oh, so the owners use the server's tip pool to give bonuses to the managers.
Investigators also found that the restaurant denied employees overtime pay. Managers were paid bonuses from the employee tip pool, and
Wow.
some employees faced adverse immigration consequences for cooperating with investigators.
What the
This employer despicable attempts to retaliate against employees were intended to silence workers, obstruct an investigation, and prevent the recovery of unpaid wages.
So you hire a fake priest to like get people to like, rat themselves out when
Yeah.
like wow, bro.
You know what's
So
crazy though? And
That's
Did did anyone admit to anything?
of course, bro.
Yeah, but
No,
who's
well-
gonna you're gonna go like a little in the bathroom stall, and the bathroom stall next to you is the freaking priest
the
and shit?
only thing is like
Jesus.
Oh, God.
legally they can't do anything though. The priest is supposed to tell you like, oh, you should return yourself in, this
Sure.
and that, but they can't be brought to court as a witness.
I got you.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's get started with the. That was a good one, Lucas. Way to go, man.
Thank you.
Nice, yeah. So
clap it up, clap it up.
Clap it up, that's right. So we're gonna get started with the Russian Civil War thing because, bro, what the hell is going on in Russia? So this is Fred Kaplan from Slate.com. A coup attempt is in motion in the heart of Russia. This is where it all started. The first the country has seen in 30 years, an armed revolt different from any other, including the big one, the Bolshevik revolution back in 1917, or is it? For the past couple of days, Yevgeny Prigozhin, brash commander of the Wagner Group, a prominent mercenary force, was mounting a direct challenge to Vladimir Putin's rule. Ironically, Putin had created Wagner as an elite unit headed by his old friend Prigozhin that could wage proxy wars in places such as Syria, parts of Africa, and notably as of 2014 in Ukraine when they were, doing the whole thing with Crimea, where Putin preferred to maintain his deniability. He's like, I got nothing to do with this. What they're doing to Crimea, that's them. That's nothing to do with me. It's because it's his mercenary group. In doing so, Putin never, as clever a strategist as many believed, ignored Machiavelli's warnings that a leader shouldn't try to rely too much on mercenaries who are by nature ambitious and unfaithful. Over the past several months, as the invasion of Ukraine turned to disastrous, Putin turned more and more to Prigozhin, whose troops, a hodgepodge of veteran fighters and thuggish prisoners, promised freedom if they would join his group for a while, proved more successful than any regular army, captivating the city of Bakhmut after long, deadly fighting. So yeah, like they were literally taking people out of prison for this Wagner, but it's Wagner mercenary group. Say, hey, you want to get out of prison? Come fight for us, and then when you're done, you're free, because they just didn't know where else to get these people from.
that's when things change and get crazy.
Yeah.
Like literally. That's what like Haiti right now. That's like literally the way they're getting like the revolting people that are like going against the government and going against everything. It's like the poor people or people that are like criminals, like, yo, come work with us. We'll feed you. We'll make sure you're good. You don't got nothing right now anyways. You might as well join us and you're good.
Yeah.
And then what do you think's gonna happen? Oh yeah, why are they running the place? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
And there it goes from there. And
that's how the Taliban took over. When we left Afghanistan, when Biden was like, fuck it, I'm out. The Taliban came in. A lot of these people and these soldiers for Afghanistan were in these far off posts. A lot of them didn't have any food. Yeah. They weren't eating. They didn't have any ammo. They literally had nothing to keep them going. So Taliban came in and was like, yo, why don't you just join us, man? We'll give you some food. Here's some hot soup.
We got food. We got everything.
Yeah.
America's gone. Who you got?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Afghanistan was like, that's how they fell so quickly because they were not taking care of their people very, very well. Yeah. So, these prisoners, they're like, hey, want to get out of prison? I mean, what? I mean, especially here in America, I'm sure there's plenty of prisoners like, hell yeah, I'll go kill some folks. Let me out of here. Sure. I can do what I've been wanting to do this whole time anyway.
Even if you didn't really want to join them, but you're not in prison anymore. Like, I'm not in prison anymore. You don't care about the cause. You know what I mean? Whatever the cause is.
Yeah, that's true.
I just want to get out.
As long as the paycheck's good and you got to feed them.
Yeah, and let's be honest, a lot of them didn't really know how deadly it was for those people. A lot of these people died pretty quickly. So Prigozhin complained that his men weren't getting enough ammunition. He also criticized Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu, the main army commanders, for fighting dreadfully and treating the soldiers like cannon fodder. When Shoigu promised the Wagner group or the Wagner group to come under the army's control, Prigozhin ignored him. So basically, Shoigu wanted to basically enlist the Wagner group's army, and he was like, no, we're not being a part of you. And they didn't want to anyway because the Wagner group mercenaries were eating better, they were getting paid more, they were living a much more successful life, they weren't dying as much because they were much more heavily trained. The regular Russian army, those people were hungry. You've heard of the stories of how many people froze
They're running
to
out
death.
of gas on the way there. Yeah. They're like, go.
But these Wagner fighters were being very, very well taken care of. So last Friday, Prigozhin released a video purporting to show that army troops were shelling his militiamen and declared war on high command. So he's like, look at all these people that are dying, which he has done several times. Look at all these people that have died. This is Russian blood. This is on your hands, Defense Ministry of Russia. He was very careful not to blame Putin himself, but blamed everybody but Putin, even though, let's face it, it's all Putin. So he's like, look at all these people that are dying because you're not giving us ammunition.
We don't know who it is, okay?
Okay, fair enough.
We don't want to be a problem.
So then Prigozhin took what some considered a step too far. His aides reportedly hacked Russian state TV to air a long speech by Prigozhin, not only denouncing Shoigu, which is basically the number one guy in the Russian military, and other officers as evil and corrupt, but also dismissed the initial rationale for the invasion that Ukrainians were committing genocide of Russians in Donbass region. That's false. So he's like, he hacked Russian television, talked shit about the Russian military, and said that the whole war was a sham. All the stuff that they told you isn't true, and we should not be in Ukraine at all. Prigozhin stopped short of holding Putin responsible for the lie, blaming his generals and deceiving the president. And then the FSB, Russian security agency, issued a warrant for Prigozhin's arrest. What? This was last Friday, so this was 3 days ago. So all of a sudden, it's like, holy shit, this guy just declared war on Putin, essentially, on Russia. And they were saying that he was amassing... What's that?
In the country.
The whole country.
Yeah, like...
We're going to get into some really, really crazy shit, but we're going to take a quick break. But before we do, business today. Shortly after the rebellion was announced, Russian President Vladimir Putin condemned the act, calling it a betrayal and a stab in the back. However, the Wagner Group responded by stating that Putin had made a grave mistake for his assessment, asserting their patriotism and allegiance to the homeland. It's like, no, Putin's making the mistake. We love Russia. We are fighting for the homeland. He regarded the betrayal as the motherland and the president was deeply mistaken. We are patriots of our homeland. Putin made a wrong choice, and worse for him, soon Russia will have a new president, the Wagner group said. So, bro, on top of everything else, like Putin's boy, like Prigozhin he was in prison for like theft and some other stuff. He got out, decided to like become a chef. He was called Putin chef. He got awarded big contracts to like cook for the military, ended up starting his own mercenary. Like Putin made this guy who he is, and stabbed him in the back and said, you know what? There's going to be a new president soon. What the hell is going on?
I want to take a bet of how soon it will be until the Wagner group joins Ukraine against Russia.
All right, before we take our break, what do we think? Do you think it's ever going to happen, Laz?
No.
No, Lucas, you said it. What do you think?
I'm really on the fence, on leaning more towards possible.
Possible?
Because he's trying to march on Moscow, and the last I heard, he was actually heading towards Belarus.
Well, we'll get into what's happened since then. I don't think it's going to happen.
That's not happening.
That's not happening, but we'll see. All right, we're going to take our first break, and we're going to talk about, look at Laz already. Just can't wait to get the headphones off.
I just want to adjust it.
I hear you. Yeah. We'll be back.
But adjust it around your neck.
With what happened.
'Cause I'm feeling in rapture. 'Cause I'm feeling in rapture. And shelter from the rain. 'Cause I'm feeling in rapture. 'Cause I'm feeling in rapture. Enrapture me again. Enrapture me again.
Yeah, you missed
He
it.
has a hatchet. Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Well, big ass knife. It's big enough for a hatchet. Are we
You
ready?
call that a knife?
That's not a knife. All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
All right. So we're back, and we're going to go ahead and jump right into the Russian Civil War. So we already talked about like how it started. Basically, he was like, Putin, you suck. Russian Ministry of Defense, you suck. There's going to be a new president soon. We're coming to get you. So abc.net.au, which is Australia, Prigozhin claims that all military sites in Russia's Rostov-on-Don are under Wagner's group control. And this is the HQ, the headquarters of Russia's southern military district. So he basically just marched in and took over the town. And so rebellious Russian mercenary boss Prigozhin has demanded in a video the defense minister Sergei Shoigu and Russia's military top general Valery Gerasimov come to meet him in the southern city of Rostov-on-Don. So basically, he's like, I'm here. You bitches need to come talk to me. Mr. Prigozhin said in one video posted on social media by his own press service that he was now at the headquarters of the Southern Military District. Russian authorities have accused Mr. Prigozhin of staging an armed mutiny after he alleged, without proving evidence, that the military leadership had killed a huge number of his fighters in an airstrike, and he vowed to punish them. Mr. Prigozhin said that his actions were not a military coup, but in a frenzied series of audio messages, which the sound of his voice sometimes varied and could not be independently verified, he appeared to suggest that 25,000 fighters were en route to oust the leaders of the defense establishment in Moscow. He said they were ready to go all the way against the top brass and destroy anyone who stood in their way. So he stages this coup, takes over the headquarters of the southern Russian military district, and then he's like, you know what? We're coming to Russia, and we're with 25,000 fighters, and we're coming to get you. That's crazy. Long story short, he says, we're coming into Russia, and we're going to freaking, oust you, and we're going to take over. Business Insider, Wagner Group shot down 6 Russian helicopters and a plane during the mini rebellion. Ukraine says, weakening Putin's air force at a time when it proved critical. So he shot down 6 helicopters and a plane over the course of like this incursion or whatever. So he wasn't messing around. And he had the fact that he took over the headquarters of the Southern military, he had access to a whole bunch of military equipment at the same time.
Yeah. It's
like, what the hell is going on? What was he thinking, though? Did he really think before we go on, do you really think that he thought he was just going to go in and take over like Moscow with 25,000 fighters? Like, what does he know that we don't know? Like, does he know that the Russian military is so stressed?
He knows they're weak or...
yeah. Like, are they that weak that he knew he could just go in there and take over?
Yeah, but like that bad, though? Or does he have a lot of people that's like, or does he have a lot of supporters or people that are like willing to be like, you know what, I'm done with Russia, and they'll support him as well? Maybe he has people that are on that side.
How many people have been arrested in protest against their government?
Yeah, a lot.
And how many protests have they had with the massive people that weren't arrested?
Man, Lucas.
And then we didn't even think about like what you said, how many people's lives have changed since that war started. Remember all the companies that pulled out of the country because of when the Ukraine war started.
A lot of people left the country. A lot of people decided, Lucas, I don't understand why, but Zoom had like delayed your video. So those of you watching, Lucas isn't synced up. I don't know what's up. It's a Zoom thing. But
not even the people. Remember, like, for example, let's say we run Seth and Laz's coffee shop and we have it all over the world, and we employ 10,000 people in Russia and we pulled out. You know what I mean? Like, so those 10,000 people lost a job. And how many American companies pulled out of Russia? Not only American, like how many other countries? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, so we pulled out and they lost.
McDonald's, Nike.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm saying, like, I didn't want to say anybody's like.
Did Adidas pull out?
I don't know, Lucas. You're the research guy.
It's a joke. The tracksuit.
No, I mean they did a lot of things with. Remember Adidas with too, like with the
Kanye West.
Yeah,
you would think they would pull out.
But they, like, a lot of people. I mean, I'm pretty sure Nike pulled out of Russia.
I'm pretty sure they pulled out. Pulled out, but I think they closed their stores. Lucas, maybe you could look.
Maybe like a Nike store, but they're still sending Nikes to
Adidas is German sportswear company. Adidas AG is closing its stores in Russia and suspends its online shop.
There you go.
Joining a raft of Western businesses that had pulled out of the country March 8th of last year.
Yeah. So
So imagine what that's doing to people that are just going to work. Imagine like
they don't have jobs.
Like exactly. You're supposed to wake up and go to work, and all of a sudden, like, my job's not here anymore because your dumbass decided to invade something that had nothing to have. Like, there's no situation for you to do anything.
For sure.
So now you're mad. Like, you're like, oh shit. Like, President Putin, why would you do that? We're fucked now. Like, what was your plan? Like, if you got it, okay, whatever, it is. But then now we're losing everything that we already had. What we were working for. Maybe it wasn't even good or bad, but at least they're maintaining. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but having like a Western company presence definitely helped the morale. Like having McDonald's there, I hate to say it, but when you get into McDonald's in your country, that's like a big step. I hate to say it, but it's kind of considered that.
How many people lost a job?
A lot. What's that, Lucas?
As I looked this up, how many episodes ago did Russia nationalize some companies to take their profits?
It was a few. Episodes, like 3 episodes ago or so. They're nationalizing. They're taking over a lot of, and it's, these companies that pulled out, they're like, we're going to take, because here's the thing, like if Adidas goes into Russia and they're like, open a store, Adidas pulled out, but they still own the store. And Russia's like, no, I'm not saying that's what happened with Adidas. Building. Yeah, but we're taking over the building. We're taking over your store. So it happened a lot. But the thing is, they had this thing where they would knock on your door and say, you have to fight. So a lot of the men, they're like, I'm going to go move into the fucking wilderness in a wave. So then what Russia had to do, this was in the last month or two, they made it so, hey, we can send you an email to say you have to fight. And now you have to fight because so many people were like not even living in their own home because they didn't want to get drafted for this bullshit war and to go out there and die. No food, in the wintertime, like not enough clothing, like not enough ammo. And a lot of these people weren't trained and they were legit just going out there to die. So he's basically goes up. He's like, you know what, Russia, we're coming to get you, Prigozhin. And they started marching and they got, well, actually, here you go. Reuters last Saturday. So Friday is when we're coming to get you. And I even told her, I was like, all right, we got our show, Russian Civil War. Here we go, guys, get ready. And then the next day I wake up and it's like what happened? Not to say that I want a Russian Civil War, but it's like, what the hell happened? Once again, Reuters last Saturday, rebel Russian mercenaries turned back short of Moscow, quote unquote, to avoid bloodshed. Heavily armed Russian mercenaries who advanced most of the way to Moscow began turning back on Saturday, de-escalating a major challenge to President Vladimir Putin's grip on power in a move their leader said would avoid bloodshed. Yevgeny Prigozhin, a former Putin ally and founder of the Wagner army, said his men reached within 125 miles. So this city where they started, where they took over the HQ, was like 600 miles away. So they'd gotten over 300 miles. They marched. In 24 hours, we got to within 200 kilometers of Moscow. And this time, we did not spill a single drop of our fighters' blood, Prigozhin said, dressed in full combat uniform at an undisclosed location. He continues to say, quote, understanding that Russian blood will be spilled on the side, we are turning our columns around and going back to the field camps as planned, unquote. The office of Alexander Lukashenko, who is the president of Belarus, said the decision to halt further movement of Wagner fighters was brokered by the Belarusian president with Putin's approval. In return for guarantees for their safety, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said Prigozhin himself will move to Belarus under the new deal. Peskov said Lukashenko had offered to mediate because he had known the mercenary leader personally for 120 years. So all of a sudden, from Friday to Saturday, like they're turning around. Lukashenko, the president of Belarus, where, by the way, who has Russian nukes now, we covered that, how he basically, this was episode or 2 episodes ago, is like, hey, anybody wants to join the Belarusian Russian pact, we'll give you a free nuke, by the way. So all of a sudden, he brokers a deal with Wagner Group that allows Prigozhin to live in Belarus in exile, and he's not going to be punished. He's not going to be tried for treason. And the soldiers are going to now ostensibly join the Russian military. What the hell happened? Lukashenko brokers a deal with this guy. That makes Putin look like just a loser. Because how could you, could you imagine that happening in the United States? Like, bro, whatever 25,000 is marching on, I don't care. Pick your city, Washington, Philadelphia, bro. It's a wrap. It's a wrap.
That's what I'm trying to say. How old is Putin right now?
Putin, I don't know. Lucas, I think he's like 72. How old is he?
Do you think he's just being like...
No. I haven't looked it up. 72, Laz?
He's 70.
No, he looked it up, Laz.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry.
I know. What a dickhead.
Secrets.
I got beef.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like, how could you just not just 1, destroy these people, 2, make an example out of them, 3, just let them go? Like, how do you not, dude, Putin poisons people, people disappear. Anyone who's had any citizens that had anything bad to say about this war, they passed a law. You're going to jail. And they just let these people just walk. Like, what the hell happened from Friday to Saturday where Prigozhin from the Wagner Group is like, all right, I'm turning around. I'm going to go to Belarus. And, that's it. What happened to where that's okay for him to just disappear and leave? And what happened to where Lukashenko even had to, be involved? Like, what is going on?
There's enough people that are upset that are not, that it's okay. What are you going to do? You can't get rid of this guy. No, it's not happening. Well,
here's the thing. The Wagner's lightning insurrection appeared to develop with little pushback from Russia's regular armed forces, raising questions about Putin's hold on power in the nuclear-armed nation after an abrupt halt to Wagner's advance. Earlier, Prigozhin said that what he called a march for justice was intended to remove corruption and incompetent Russian commanders he blames for botching the war in Ukraine. In a televised address from the Kremlin, Putin earlier said that the Wagner rebellion put Russia's very existence under threat. So, dude, the military did nothing. He was marching through this country with zero resistance, which means one of 2 things. Either 1, the Russian military people were like, we don't want any parts of this. You're too powerful. We don't want to die. Or 2, they're like, please Do something with the losers who have us in this war, embarrassing ourselves in front of the entire country.
Entire
It's
the
1 or
world.
2. Or the entire world. Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Sorry, like, oh man,
Which do you think it is, though? Or both?
both.
That's the
All of the
thing. A
above.
lot of people did not. A lot of
Maybe
people
they
were
were
just
like
happy.
really powerful, and they probably like it's time for you to just like the both, like literally stop the bullshit, and then on top of that, I'm not gonna fight a war inside my own country when we don't even have the resources, or
I don't have a job.
I don't have a job.
I don't have food.
Exactly. So whatever
Half
they're
of
gonna
my
do,
friends are dead.
it can't be worse.
This guy just fucking he's 18 years old. He's never even been trained, and he's my sergeant.
Have you ever been in a situation where you're like, you know what, can't be worse? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
That's true.
Yeah.
fuck it. Like,
Yep.
sorry,
But that's what I think, though. I think that they're just like, please, like, do whatever you got to do to like end this charade, end this facade. I think, and a lot of people are saying, and we're gonna talk about it a little bit coming up. But a lot of people are saying this could be the end of Putin's regime because Prigozhin had zero resistance. And maybe maybe someday we'll find out. But bro, what the hell happened between Friday and Saturday that he just turned around and now we get safe passage into Belarus?
Oh, maybe it was before that.
I'm
Just
getting a
didn't
little
know.
early, but I can't help but ask this question: how long is Prigozhin gonna live before he's poisoned or he falls out of a
He's not
window?
gonna get poisoned.
You don't think so?
No.
Lucas?
No.
How is he gonna get that?
No.
Who's gonna get that close to him?
Bro, dude, all these people, dude, they will put it in his food. They'll freaking
Oh,
whatever.
they're just gonna have some random person like
That's
join
what they
them.
do, though.
I know, but he already
North
has
Korea
followers.
already did that.
Lucas, you don't think so? Laz, you don't think anything's
I
gonna
give him
happen
a
to
year.
him?
I give it a year before
year?
there's a
No, I mean, at a time period,
within a year.
Within
A
a year,
real
he's
time
gonna
Within
frame.
die.
a year, there's going to be an attempt.
Okay.
it will have to, like with Lucas will be like, I won't say a year. If they're really gonna try to kill him, it'll be like a few months.
Okay, I'm in the 3 to 6 months range.
But at the end of the day, like,
I mean, looking back, how many times did the CIA try to kill Castro?
Yeah, that's true. But,
yeah, but like, it's like literally
the
like
CIA, it's a little bit different when the CIA is trying to kill somebody like in a country they're not supposed to be. Whereas, bro, Belarus might as well be Russia. It'd be like trying to kill somebody in Canada. That wouldn't be that difficult for an American.
like if I already knew I had problems and I already knew how whoever I used to work with works, like how are you gonna kill me? You feel me? Like I'm not gonna take food from somebody that's like not Seth, not Lucas, not my brother. You know what I mean? Like
I hear
You're
you.
taking
yeah, I
food
mean,
from
like
me.
who's this guy?
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. It could be Lucas, bringing you
It
the
could be
food,
like-
but who prepared the food.
Yeah,
You
no one's
You have
gonna
no
be
idea.
around. No one's gonna be around
Russia,
like that.
dude, there's a couple people. In fact, one person that they poisoned in the UK. It was a big deal. Poisoned with like uranium or some shit. Poison,
Jeez.
and they found it.
Him and his daughter.
Yeah, they found it
Before
like
he ate it,
because
though.
they like literally the radiation was like hanging out like in like the hotel. They like literally like the
Alarms are just
radiation
going off.
followed him around because it was just such a ridiculously brash and reckless
Yeah.
way to do it. But Russia wanted to like cause a big scene and say
Yeah,
we're
but, like,
Russia. We'll
you
do
have
we'll
to-
do what we want.
The
have
autopsy
to-
took place on December 1st.
That's what they did. What's that,
How
Lucas?
Venico had ingested plutonium-210, a poisonous radioactive isotope. His funeral took place on December 7th at
Oh,
the
they got
Central
him.
London
He
Mosque.
died. His daughter did not, but she got messed up a little bit from it too. But poisoned him with plutonium, bro. Like, come on.
The only way they have to get like that's like the only way to like for example, if we had like some type of situation where somebody's trying to poison us or kill us, like they'd have to go get like one of our kids' friends to like come over and just like just put something in the milk, like
Girl
you know what I
Scout
mean, like
cookies. If they
yeah,
put
you know
the
what I mean,
Girl Scout
like
cookies. I'm done. You got me.
oh, they're gonna get me with like Tito's.
Yeah.
I mean, like he goes to the store, but they're gonna have to poison like the whole shelf of my liquor store that I don't even go to all the time. Like, how would they do it? You know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna be my brother, my niece,
Yeah,
Layla.
but you know what, bro?
Like,
You could bring the bottle of Tito's up. You know what I'm saying?
What the
And they could have the poison bottle like behind the counter, and like they distract you for 2 seconds, switch the bottle. I'm just saying, 3 to 6 months.
It could happen. It could happen.
There's a lot of people that are really not happy with the way Putin's doing what Putin's doing. Officers, he has fired a lot of generals. He has fired a lot of officers because they can't seem to get the job done. But that's what happens when your army and your military isn't nearly as powerful as you thought. If Prigozhin was looking for officers to split away from Putin, he might have found the task very difficult, as long as he could show them that he might win the fight. That's another thing. It's like, bro, all these officers, he was literally spotted next to like a general and somebody else, like in this military headquarters. They're just sitting there like chilling, bro. Are these officers still on Prigozhin's side? Will Prigozhin displace the senior commanders? Rather than Wagner subordinating itself into the Russian army, will now rise to become elite corps within the Russian army. Whatever happens, Putin's control is slipping. Friday night, he had asked the most steadfast allies of the former Soviet Union. So Putin asked a lot of these allies that were former Soviet Union countries, Tajikistan, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Armenia, Kyrgyzstan, a lot of the stands, who were with Russia, made
I feel like that's,
up the what's that?
I feel like that's a little bit.
A lot of is saying that's racist.
It's not racist.
A lot of stands.
Yeah, that's tough. Continue.
Belarus, Kazakhstan, Armenia, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, who with Russia make up a collective security treaty organization. Putin's half-baked answer to NATO. He asked them for a show of support. They all stayed mum, calling for a restoration of law and order, but otherwise calling the situation an eternal Russian matter. It's like, hey guys, will you just denounce the fact that they're marching on Moscow? They're going to overthrow me. They're going to take out our military leaders. And all these stands were like, no, that's your problem, not my problem.
He started it, bro. And
He did start it.
And they don't want problems.
He did start it.
And they don't want problems.
They don't want problems.
Nobody want, like, they don't want real problems. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're joining them? We're out. Like, you know what I mean?
That's the thing. Like, here's the thing. If you think here's two things. If you think Prigozhin's going to win, you don't want to piss him off because he might be the next guy. But at the same time, if, Prigozhin is not going to win, but at the same time, you don't like what Russia's doing, you don't like what Putin's doing, you don't want to, rush and say, we support Putin. So either way, those are the only two reasons why they wouldn't support him. Because if they believed in Putin, whether they expected Prigozhin to win, if they believed that what Putin was doing was right, they would stick up for him regardless. A lot of people, we've all backed a dead horse. We've all backed, a team that we thought was going to, lose. We lost Lucas. Lucas, really, bro? How do you lose Lucas on the phone?
His phone's probably dead.
Yeah, he didn't plug it in. God, dude, Lucas, really? Well, when you want back in, we'll get you back in. So, all right, Thomas Kaika, Newsweek. Alexander Kodovsky, yeah. Alexander Kodovsky, the Russian-backed commander of separatist forces in Ukraine, posed an ominous warning on Sunday following the end of Wagner's military, claiming that the country, quote-unquote, will never be the same again. Quote, our country will never be the same again, the post reads. The convoy of Wagnerites was not moving on the asphalt. It moved through the hearts of the people, cutting society in half. We prayed to God that the enemy would not take advantage of the situation and throw all the resources into battle. We would almost have no chance. We already have a hard time, but yesterday, everything hung on a very thin thread. And those who understood that what was at stake and how close we came to defeat will never understand. Those who shouted glory to the Wagnerites, rejoicing that someone challenged the authorities. Millions of people yesterday experienced horror at the thought that everything that they had endured over the past years would be crossed out in one day. The millions will never be able to look into the eyes of those who hooted at the sight of falling helicopters shot down yesterday without judgment. And here's what's kind of interesting about what that statement is, because I didn't consider this at all. What the Wagnerites, what Wagner did, what Prigozhin did, was polarize the nation, very similar to what Trump did and a lot of the Republicans. You have people that are pro-Wagner, pro-overthrowing this bullshit sham of a war, and you have the hard, fast people that are so pro-Russia, so pro-Putin, that, you know, they will do anything to be on the side of Russia, be on the side of Putin, regardless of what the war is,
regardless if he's wrong or not. Regardless.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's what you have with Trump, bro. You have people that are going to side with Trump so hardcore, knowing that
even if he's
Trump,
wrong or right,
yeah,
like, it doesn't matter.
You know, grabbed by the pussy, the insurrection. They refuse to believe.
Kind of funny, though.
It is funny,
yeah, but
that's not someone you want to be your president.
No, but when they start doing things where like insurrection is crazy. But then the guy we're talking about, I can't pronounce either one of their names.
Prigozhin?
Yeah, Prigozhin. Like, if that's what he needs to do, it is what it is. It's not like
I agree.
On top of it's like they're already in the worst situation right now, anyways. So
it's bad.
They're gonna split and go with him, of course. Like half the country is gonna support him at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
So if he's gonna take over,
we don't know if it's half. It could be half. It could be less than half. No clue.
It's gonna definitely be more if the way things are. How's their economy right now? How are like people live? Like it's gonna be bad. It's gonna
be bad.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like he polarized this Russian nation so much because there are plenty of people that know that this war is a sham. A lot of these people left the country. They know it's complete bullshit. Wagner was going to go up and overthrow. That was his plan, to overthrow the Russian military. And you have these people that are like, hell yeah, supporting them, cheering them, taking selfies with Prigozhin. And then you have the other people. So he really did divide this country. And there are plenty of households, plenty of friendships, plenty of families that are going to be divided by the people that were rooting for him and saying finally, against the people that, you know, logistically or realistically were saying this shouldn't happen or it can't happen. We got to be for the country, not let this happen. It's crazy. So here's the thing. Do we think, because Putin's presidency is up, I think next year. Do we think?
Yeah.
What's that, Lucas?
Can you hear me all right?
Because we got you.
Yeah, I'm double checking because my phone fucking died on me. It lasted a good.
I knew it.
Charge your phone, bro.
I am.
Good Lord.
But
I expect this from Elena, who never charged her phone. That shit would run out all the time.
Man, it's all of them.
It's all of them?
Yeah.
It's true.
I'm not going to say what or
That's fair.
It could be all the Russians. It could be all the white people.
It is all of them.
Anybody with what color is hair right now? Brown. Anybody with brown hair.
Sure.
It's all of them.
But we know what you mean.
No, I'm not gonna.
All right, Lucas. So what were you saying?
No, because with the next election, didn't he just sign into law that would somewhat permanently keep him in a position of power?
I don't know. You would know that. I know he signed plenty of laws that allow him to keep running as long as he wants. But here's the question: let's say, is Putin still president in a year? Lucas.
Realistically, probably not. But with the chance of the elections, probably.
Is he going to be president in a year?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You think so too, Laz?
Not because of the people, because not legally president.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Like he's gonna be president, but not because they voted for him.
All right. So you don't think he's going to get overthrown? Like no chance.
No. Maybe they'll overthrow him, but if it's gonna be like, we're doing an election,
will he get overthrown in a year?
No.
No. Okay.
We're gonna
election-wise,
it's gonna be some type of like
yes.
war situation. Yes.
I think he gets overthrown in a year.
Overthrown.
I think someone steps in
and overthrown, and everybody's gonna be like, okay, you know, whatever was going on, it wasn't me.
I don't know. I have Russian friends, and a lot of them don't want to talk about it, which I understand.
I don't even think we should be talking about it, honestly.
Why not? What are you afraid of? This is America.
Oh, here we go.
What's that, Lucas?
We're part Russian.
I am.
We're
what is
part
it like?
Russian.
No, like because he did the. What is it? Ancestry. I'm like 13% Russian or some shit.
You don't even know.
No, you're like 22, bro.
Really? All right. Well, leave our people alone. Anyway, no, I mean, I feel like, there's enough people that are just sick of this shit. They're sick of their life. They're sick of their country looking like crap. They're sick of the fact that their currency is in the fucking shitter. You know, like
so overthrown, and if it's illegally,
I don't
if
think
it's
they're
legally
gonna just-
voting out, yes, he'll be voted out.
You
If
think
it's
so?
like a regular, if people have to vote on him leaving, yes.
Okay.
If they have a good candidate, overthrown, that's a tough one, bro.
it's gonna be a coup. What's that, Lucas?
Not in a year, bro.
One US dollar is equal to 84.41 Russian ruble.
Yeah, bro. Like, dude, their currency is just taking a complete shit.
Buy the rubles.
Well, yeah, but how long? How long you have to hold on to it? Police searching Prigozhin's St. Petersburg office on the day of the rebellion found 14 billion rubles, which is equivalent to $48 million, in trucks outside the building, according to
In
Russian.
trucks?
In trucks, dude. $44 million
Where was it?
in trucks outside of his office.
Of
According to
whose
Russian
office?
media reports, the Wagner boss claimed the money was intended to pay his soldiers' families. $48 million in trucks. They raided like during the rebellion. They're like, and maybe that's what happened. Putin's like, bro, I got you $48 million, bro. What are you gonna do? Do you think he like?
That's not
threatened-
enough money.
You think he's worth $1 billion? He could have said, listen, we're gonna seize all your assets. You're gonna be broke, and we're gonna kill your family. Like, that's legit. That could have happened. What happened between Friday and Saturday to like all this shit to go away? We'll
That's what
never know.
We
bro.
only know between Friday and Saturday. We don't know how long it's been going on.
That's true. So here in typical Fox News bullshit fashion, Steve Bannon, not Bannon, Bannon, Benen, from MSNBC.com, Fox News' Rachel Campos Duffy questions whether the United States was involved in the Russian crisis, adding that she doesn't trust what she hears from the United States government. A day later, Fox News' Maria Bartiromo was even more direct on this point, arguing that the threat of a Russian civil war was part of an elaborate scheme to shift attention away from Hunter Biden. Like, are you kidding me? Like, this whole Russian invasion civil war was just because they didn't want people talking about Hunter Biden. Like, are you guys that stupid and naive? Like, really? And the problem is there's people in this country that are dumb enough to believe that shit.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we staged a military coup, you know, in Russia because we didn't want people talking about Hunter Biden. I hate to break it to you. Nobody gives a shit about Hunter Biden. Sorry, Hunter Biden. Sorry, Biden. Nobody gives a shit.
We saw it, but I saw whatever happened. I didn't even care.
No,
I didn't even-
dude, even through the whole course of the entire Hunter Biden, I still don't know what happened. I don't care. I don't care. Like, there were people that were talking about this whole thing with the sub, that they're saying, you know, the media coverage was Hunter Biden. Okay, I'll give you that. Sure. If you're saying
that's not why, bro.
no, but I'll give them. I'll suspend disbelief just for that. Say, you know what? Okay, I'll give you that. But a Russian military coup to distract people from Hunter Biden? Give me a break.
The only thing, how are you gonna? You can't plan that. You can't plan the coup.
No.
Yeah.
What do they go to Prigozhin and say, here, bro, here's another $1 billion. Why don't
Just
you
figure it out?
So Bartiromo from Fox News further said the White House wanted to give the media something else to cover, and this is the MO. So we'll see. We'll see what happens to Prigozhin. We'll see if he lives. We'll see what happens with the tens of thousands of military assets that he has, whether or not they get enlisted into Russian military, which they don't want to do because they were fed pretty well. A lot of them might disband because they don't want to go in there and fight with a lot of, I hate to say it, I'm sorry, Russian military people, especially those of you that got enlisted, those of you got forced to freaking fight, those of you who don't want to be there. But a lot of you guys have no business being there and have no military tax.
War, bro.
And you're going to freaking, unfortunately, I don't know, bro. We'll see.
If
what
anybody's
happens.
listening from there, just be like, just make everybody just stop. Just take your walk. We'll give you some food. I know you ain't got no food. We'll drive you over.
Well,
Like-
yeah, especially
like-
now that they flooded the freaking dam, which, you know, flooded a bunch of farmland at the same time. Russia. Then they blamed it on Ukraine. Like, Ukraine destroyed their own dam.
Yeah, good luck.
Fucking A. All right, so that's pretty much what's up with that. We'll keep following along, you know, any updates, this and that. And with that, it's time.
What? You got beef?
Am I an asshole?
Suck it.
So I think we'll start with Lucas because Lucas, wants to know if he's an asshole. So what you got, Lucas?
Am I an asshole?
So this is based in work. One of the girls I work with is Destiny. She's a very hard worker.
Okay.
And,
She
she does. No, she's white.
Really?
Destiny?
You know what? I gotta say, I was thinking the same thing. Is that
crazy.
racist? I don't know.
Yeah, I think it was a little
I don't
racist.
think
Is
so.
it racist?
You shouldn't have.
Let's do it. All right.
No, we can't do that. We should have,
Tony Dave
All right. So her
Chappelle's
name's
allowed to do that.
Destiny. She's white. Are you
So-
sure she's white? I'm just kidding.
it could be another white. It could be white.
It could be white.
The other white.
Oh.
So everybody,
But that's racist too. Yeah,
Okay. All right.
discrimination.
Anyway, go ahead. Her
Delete
name's
it, delete
Destiny. Does she watch the show, by the way?
no, but she's
Phew.
asked about it.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
She's
tell her
asked
she got a shout out on this show.
we love you, Destiny.
I will.
love
I
you.
told her I was going to tell this story.
Okay, go ahead.
So everybody else in the department knows that if you need help, I'm there, regardless. Right?
With my lithium battery
Just
certification.
keep stroking your own cock all day.
When you need me, I'm there.
I'm right here.
Research.
So
Dick
she
in the
was
shoulder,
taking.
so you can put on your mind later on.
Go ahead. Anyway, not you, Destiny. Everyone's shoulder but you.
So everybody knows if you need
Is she
help.
cute,
I'm
by
there.
the way? Is she cute?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He-
There you go, Destiny.
You set him up.
Hey,
He can-
Lucas,
he has
Lucas
to
is
say yes.
single. Lucas is single, Destiny. Just saying.
He
Go
has
ahead.
a boyfriend.
Oh.
You have a boyfriend?
Right?
Yeah.
All right,
his
so-
name is-
So your
His name
penis
is
is on
Wagner.
everybody's shoulder. He's there if you need him. Destiny's cute. She's white, but she has a boyfriend. Go.
So she's taking out the trash, and she is small, but the trash bag is as large as she is. It's filled with paper. It's not heavy. It's just awkward. Carrying it on her back. I'm following behind her so I could go move desks, out somewhere else. From the department, I hear, Lucas, why don't you help her? She's carrying this large bag. Why don't you carry it for her? I shoot back. She's a strong, independent woman. She doesn't need any help. And I get nothing but groans from the women from the front part of the department. Am I an asshole for using that
So, wait,
logic
So
against them?
the women groaned. I don't know. That's a tough one.
You're not an asshole because you know there was
I'm a
nothing.
feminist.
You knew the bag wasn't heavy. Because if it
No, I
was
knew
a
the
heavy
bag
bag,
wasn't heavy.
if the
Well, what
bag
does
was heavy, you
Destiny
would have
say?
carried it.
What does Destiny say? That's what I want to know. Does
So she
Destiny?
thinks it's hilarious
Okay.
because she
Because
was
she
able to
knows the
carry it.
bag wasn't heavy, so you're not really you're not an asshole on that one.
I don't think so either. That's
No,
actually
but the
kind of
fact
funny.
of- but the fact of why don't you help her? Blah blah blah. And I use the logic of she's a strong, independent woman, and I get these groans back of using the logic against them.
Yeah, I mean, they might have saw it as logic, but at the same time, when you said it, I thought
It
like,
kind of
yours-
sounded like a sarcastic, like
I'm sure the way he delivered it, sure. But at the same time, I feel like women out there could appreciate the fact that a man would say, she's a strong, capable woman and blah, blah, blah.
I just wanted to make sure because that's been asked a few people.
Well,
I just
Destiny would be the one to, what about
To
you,
save you.
Snarl? I don't think you're an asshole at all. I think that's completely fine. Me.
nah,
Okay.
you're good. You're not an asshole.
All right, Laz, you've got,
What?
My
You
beef.
got beef?
and you've got,
Am I an asshole?
is it a combo or is it two separate?
Nah, the beef is like, yo, I get it. Like the submarine that went to go through the Titanic and stuff like that.
Sure.
That's why it's like a world beef. It's like, yo, they've made so much jokes about that thing.
Oh, the memes, bro.
Yeah, and that's like horrible. Like people
There's a
like
lot of
people die
memes.
and like, yo, there's a lot of memes. And I'm like, I mean, we've all lost people. Like that's horrible. Like that's not cool. Like I'm surprised of how many things have popped up. Like I do make jokes, and I know I am. I'm more of like I'll make a joke about something than anything else. But like, yo, that's like it's crazy. They were making jokes before they even found them. You know what I mean?
That's
like
true.
found out what happened.
That's true.
And it's just like that's nuts, bro. Like that's
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of it is just like people are, all these rich people doing all this rich type stuff, and
and that's
they're sick of it, and I think they're like a lot of people think, well, it serves you right. You know what I'm saying?
and like the other.
I'm
like
not
the
saying I agree.
The second part of the beef. No, yeah, exactly. That like there was a lot of people they didn't look for as well. Like people that were just stuck in the ocean.
That's true.
were dead. And
That's true.
Yeah, we're gonna like cover it from far away. They're like, oh look, there's a whole bunch of black people in the African Ocean. And
That's true.
They can't make it to where they're going, but we're just gonna record them and not help them. But then they sent the Navy to find them. I mean,
Navies.
Like when like I guess like the U.S. Navy couldn't find them. They were just like, or
Well,
they found debris and then they just passed it off to the U.S. coast.
Heard the implosion. Like they heard it.
Oh, okay.
Like literally, like the day it was reported, they heard it. They weren't sure, what it was, but they're pretty sure that's what this sound was.
I've heard it.
Huh?
I've heard it.
Yeah. Okay. So
you heard it.
Yeah,
in his certified lithium battery training. Research.
Forgive me for this. Fuck off. But no, I heard it.
It sounds like because Seth is doing some shit like my brother would do. Yeah, he's a he's a certified battery engineer.
Yeah,
he knows everything about batteries. Like,
but what's crazy is they talked about like this implosion would have literally happened within 30 thousandths of a second, and it crumples so fast that the air inside gets compressed so fast that within 30 milliseconds, the temperature inside that sub reaches the temperature of the sun, the surface of the sun. That's how like crazy this is. Like instant
temperature of the sun.
Yeah, because the air gets compressed so quick. I mean, that's what the sun is. The sun is nuclear fusion. All these atoms, molecules are being, or atoms or whatever, all infusing into molecules. Once a star hits iron, that's when it goes supernova because it can't compress any more than that.
Bro, you said the sun, bro. Like
the temperature of the surface of the sun, that's how hot it gets in there within that 30 milliseconds.
Okay.
It's insane. And then instant pulverization. They'll never find the bodies.
Mythbusters did it with the collapsing train car, which they started off.
And that was just one atmosphere. Just one atmosphere. These guys were like 150 atmospheres. If you look it up, look on Mythbusters, they literally collapsed a big train like tanker. Think about the tankers you see like carrying gas with the truck, that deliver gas. But think about one of those on a train, and they legitimately like collapsed it almost like a tin can. It was insane. So, and that was just one atmosphere. That wasn't like, what they were suffering down there. But yeah, with the memes and stuff, I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
it's messed up.
And even before, like, I don't know, whatever. I just imagine like my own family or like.
I hear you.
Like it doesn't matter. Like everybody chose their life. If you're like, oh yeah, they're billionaires, fuck them. Like there's really horrible memes. I'm sorry, like
a lot of them were. Did you hear that? Like, so the husband, the son, and father were on there. It's supposed to be the mother and the father, and the son wanted to go so badly because he wanted to break the Rubik's Cube record down there, and they switched. Could you imagine the mother, like how shitty she feels?
There was somebody.
Any mother would rather go than her son.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, so, and Laz.
Am I an asshole?
Oh, man. So, fuck, man. It's gotta be. All right, so I have a mango tree. Damn, I didn't even bring you no mangoes. So
damn, bro, you are an asshole.
That's it. I'm good then. I'm good. No, but so I brought some mangoes to work, and then it's one of my new employees. She's like a white lady from like Midwest.
Is this the old white lady you refused to hug?
Yeah, that's one.
That's the one.
I got a funny joke about that after the show's over, also with somebody else.
Okay.
So. She's like, I never cut a mango because I brought mangoes for someone. And then so I brought some mangoes for one of my managers. And I'm like, oh, since I didn't bring her any last time, I brought her a bag. And then later on, like, oh, yeah, I've never seen a mango before. I've never cut a mango. They eat mangoes, but they don't cut them.
They're a pain, man. You can't do it without making a mess.
So I'm like, yeah, like, it's a little tough. I said, peel it like a potato and just whatever. And then, but first before I was like, damn, yeah, you never cut a mango. I'm like, oh yeah, you're white. So like, cause she's not from here.
Sure.
She's been here for a little bit. She's probably in her 50s or 60s. And I'm like, oh, so you're white. And she's like, what do you mean I'm white? I'm like, you're white. Like you haven't seen a mango before. Like, you know what I mean? Like not from here. And she looked at me kind of funny because I tried not to say anything like weird because she's not like,
sure.
She's not like us. You feel me? Like, Lucas had said I could say what anything to them or anybody that's around us. We usually stick around the people that were like we can get out of character or anything. So she looked at me kind of funny. So I felt bad, but I'm like, damn, how you never cut a mango?
You're in Miami. Like, you're just going to have to get over that shit.
Yeah. And then she's like...
So here's the thing. If a white person would have said you're white, she wouldn't have said shit.
She would have... Yeah, but if I was like... If somebody told me I'm black, I'm an asshole.
You're black?
Yeah.
Bro, you're black.
Like, yeah. Like you're a real nigga. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or something, like, I would probably would have been like, that. What the hell does that mean?
Sure.
I guess I was an asshole.
All right. Well, you're calling yourself an asshole on that. Yeah. But she is white.
She's white, bro. Like, never cut a mango.
Sheesh. What's that, Lucas?
I was going to say, is she like George Bush white or...
Nah, she vibes. She used to bartend at some hip-hop club back in the day. She's vibing, but like... certain things, she's white.
She needs to get over it.
Like one of our coworkers, like he didn't give her a ride to her car, and he was like, "I don't want her saying something like I did something to her or something crazy." And like he's like a South American, and I'm like, "Why would you even think something like that?" And he's like, "Man, she's really white, bro. Like,
wow.
Like it's not Miami white. Miami white is different from outside of the state white.
It's different from like Montana white.
Yeah, it's different from Tampa white."
Sure.
So like, give me like, and I'm like, really?
Naples white.
But then I literally come into work every day and fist bump her. And then like anybody else is like, yeah, like, I'll get a hug. You know how we are. Like,
sure.
I'll get a hug, kiss, whatever, this and that. Come in, fist bump her, high five. I'll be saying good joke and shit. And remember, I'm above them. Not above them, but like I have a
seniority.
Yeah, a level. No, like I'm like a hierarchy. Like it's like So I'm like. I'm uncomfortable with that one.
I hear you.
She talks a lot too, so it's like a little weird.
Well, I don't think you're an asshole. She needs to get over it.
Laz's Corner of Positivity.
All right, so we're going to wrap it up with Laz's Corner Positivity here. Let's see what Laz has in store.
Biden 70.
Biden 70?
The fucking shit.
Jesus.
Oh my gosh, I lost it.
It's not positive at all.
Oh man.
Not only that, but he's not 70.
Yes. So we are now having swimming lessons programs to save lives in North Miami.
Swimming lesson programs to save lives in North Miami?
Yeah, they're
like kids?
Yeah, there's a lot of like Layla's younger sister Tessa.
Yeah.
Their school also in Hollywood has they have like a week or two after because she was in kindergarten. The last like month, they take them to a swimming pool and teach them all how to swim. Because a lot of kids, unfortunately, have like passed away or whatever.
And down here in Florida, like there's a lot of pools.
There's water and a lot of pools. So they've been doing programs where the kids learn how to swim. So now North Miami also has a program that's aiming to save lives of young kids that happen to just, run away or do something crazy. Just to make them safe. So, like, if something ever happens, or we jump in, there's rivers, there's pools, there's everything. Canals, especially even close to here.
Yeah. So
I feel like that's a very positive thing that the North Miami is doing right now.
That's cool.
I don't know if it's going to be the whole South Florida.
We gave we gave Alicia swimming lessons. It was pretty cool, but the problem is like, at the time we were living where there's a pool, there's no pool here, so everything that she learned, she probably forgotten.
No, she's not going to forget.
But I think it's great. I would love for her to like do some more swimming lessons because knowing how to swim, it's I don't know, it's just like an important thing to do.
What about diving?
Diving, whatever, dickhead. God. This guy can't fucking let that shit go.
I think we've talked about it every week for the past like 3 months.
Yeah, he's just like fucking.
So like it's a very positive thing.
Yeah, it is a very positive thing. We'll clap that up for sure, man.
I can't even swim.
You can't swim, right? No. Damn, you're black.
That's racist.
All right, well, we're gonna wrap it up here. It's a pretty good show. I like it when it's the three of us because we can kind of like have more fun, enjoy ourselves more, and more conversation.
Sorry
stuff
for
like
giving
that.
you. I think I was an asshole to you last week. I gave you a little more of a hard time.
Were you? Wait, about what?
Because of the girl. I was fucking with you a lot.
Yeah, it's all right, bro. She's a beautiful girl. She's a cool chick, It's all good, man.
It was Adrian was like, yo, you really bust Seth balls all show. I'm like, not really.
No, it wasn't. Nah, I didn't think it was that bad at all, dude. Not at all. So, all right. Well, next week we're going to be off. We're taking the week off because it's 4th of July weekend. And so we are going to take a week off. After that should be Ricky. Those of you who are fans of the show, you know how Ricky can be. Sometimes he can just no call, no show. So we'll see. But
I'd like him to choose a topic.
For him to choose one?
Let's see.
If he can come up, I think it'd be great if he comes up with a quick news. So coming up with a topic, that might be a lot to ask. That might be something where he's like, I'm not going to show.
I really want him to choose it.
We'll see. All right. Well, this is Seth in mic 1. That is Laz in mic 2. That is Lucas in mic 3. And that is Snarl in mic 4. Thanks, guys. I didn't have really all that much to say, but it was great. And we'll see you guys in 2 weeks. I'll put up a classic episode next week, and then we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Love you.